Well, you tell me. How does the world see the United States right now? What words come to mind? Unreliable? Would you rely on a friend who leaves people behind in Afghanistan, let's say? Untrustworthy. Would you trust a friend who lies all the time? Divided. Don't you think the world is watching us? Don't you think our allies, not just our enemies, but our allies are watching us? Would you listen to a friend whose ideas would hurt or damage your family and future? Would you? Since Trump left office, everything has been falling apart. It was slow at first, but now it's caught up and everybody's seeing it. The border's not just a mess, it's literally hell. People are dying, women and children are being trafficked, they're being raped. It's the worst we've seen in my entire lifetime. China just invaded Taiwan's airspace again. That's 2 or 3 times now, 2 or 3 times. And if China took Taiwan, that literally could be a World War III triggering moment. Folks, American kids, like I mentioned in the intro, American kids are dying in Afghanistan right now, and the news isn't reporting it. They're not reporting it at all. And we'll talk about that more later in the show. Inflation, it's moving so fast. And millions of people, they're on the verge of losing everything. And the elites are pushing socialism so hard that it makes you wonder if they're trying to pass the huge $3.5 trillion bill to possibly lessen the blow of some looming economic crash that we may not be aware of. Some crash from hell, something big that no one has ever seen before. Meanwhile, the left is waving their hands in the air. Misdirection, that thing we talked about in the intro there, waving their hands in the air, screaming, look how amazing, look how progressive we are. Look at all the amazing woke things that are happening. Spray painting the turd of socialism gold and calling it new and shiny, when really it's just the same old shh. So do you need more proof? Do you need more in-your-face stories telling you that our allies have something to say on the subject? Well, they do. They do have something to say on the subject. And I want you to check this article out on foxnews.com. France rejects American woke culture that is racializing the country. Some prominent French figures, including President Emmanuel Macron, are rejecting woke ideology that has been imported from the United States amid a breakdown in relations between the two nations. A cover story by, and I'll try my best not to butcher this, Le Spectacle du Monde is one of France's leading magazines. It recently ran a piece titled The Suicide of America, in which it blames the deadly withdrawal from Afghanistan on, get this, a woke dictatorship, and questioned whether the American empire was collapsing. Now, the article also took American universities to task over the alleged extremism and censorship on campuses. The story cited Yale University, where school officials urged students to reconsider costumes for Halloween that might be racially insensitive. And folks, this isn't the only thing. We know where this comes from. We know that the woke ideology, the socialist doctrine, has infected most of our universities in the United States. We know that they've gone as far as banning a rock. They got rid of a rock from campus because they thought it was racist. It was one of the campuses. They've gotten rid of teachers. Students have been attacked, harassed, removed from areas of the school, all the while racism, all the while segregation, all kinds of horrible things are being implemented at these schools and taught to our children. So no wonder other countries are taking notice. All the while, we are causing death and destruction to our own citizenry. I see that our society is becoming progressively racialized, Macron said. Several members of his government have also shared anti-woke views, including Elizabeth Moreno, the French delegate minister for gender equality and diversity. The woke culture is something very dangerous, and we shouldn't bring it to France, she told Bloomberg News in May, which is very interesting because here in America, the woke culture is merged with this whole gender equality and diversity scene, with the whole rights for LGBT, with the entire minority community inclusion initiative, everything that you could think of where you would want people to get together, where you'd want to build actual equality, that's been replaced by equity. That's been replaced by Marxism here in America. So you can see a very big contrast, a very big difference there. You have one place where equality and diversity means one thing. That's something different in France. While here in America, equality and diversity means something different to many different people in this country. A panel at the year's, I'll try this one too, Tocqueville, not Tocqueville, but Tocqueville conversations near Normandy discussed the perceived decline of free speech and expression in the United States that some attribute to woke culture. Most of us attribute it to woke culture. Quote, our mantra is that we should talk even if we strongly disagree. Nothing prevents you from talking and exchanging and dialoguing. Jean Guillaume de Tocqueville, the descendant of the 19th century liberal philosopher Alexis de Tocqueville, told the news outlet, quote, the French Revolution was an event that led to a bloody civil war because the people who were not in agreement with the new ideas, the really revolutionary ideas, were just killed and beheaded. It was not a good way to debate. And how many other historical examples do we need about where this leads, where the woke ideology goes, where distracting us from the real chaos in the country and the real horror in the world with woke progressive psychobabble, the craziness, the ideology, the distraction, where does it lead? History tells us where it leads. The French Revolution knows about it. World War II knows about it. You can ask Stalin about it. Oh, well, you know what I mean. You can ask all of the people around the world that have experienced it, dead or alive, in recent history, or 50, 100 years, 200 years ago. This is nothing new. Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening is nothing new. We just have social media and cell phones to have a bird's eye view of the party as it's all burning to the ground. All right, folks, as it's all burning to the ground, now that I'm off my soapbox, the French criticism of the U.S. comes amid a fracture in American-French relations. French Secretary of State, not French Secretary of State, excuse me, American, he might as well be because I don't believe he's real either, but Secretary of State Antony Blinken is slated to travel to France next week after Australia canceled a deal to purchase a French submarine in favor of creating a new Indo-Pacific security agreement with Washington and the United Kingdom. In an unprecedented move, Macron recalled its ambassadors to the United States and Australia. That is a big deal. All right. The left tries to soften the blow. The progressives, the woke folks, they try to soften the news. They try to make you forget that bad news is happening around the world. That bad news bears is coming to the shores of the United States by making the United States even worse, at least seem even worse than the events that are happening around the world. But you can't hide it from us forever. You can't keep us in the dark forever. We see you. We see you. So as we all know, Australia has gone mega woke. Just look at how they've treated their people during COVID. The lockdowns in Australia are worse than anywhere in the world. The entire world. It's really becoming a socialist hellscape, which is giving merit to the name The Land Down Under. Now, we all know that the UK has been all in on the climate change Kool-Aid, and it's importing illegals by the boatload, literally by the boatload. And we all know that Boris Johnson, he's a closet case liberal. We know that 100%. This woke ideology, it's like a virus. It's spreading across the globe, nation to nation, country, across all different countries, landscapes, cultures, languages, it doesn't matter. This woke ideology is a poison. It's a poison, and it's seeped into every facet of life.